After the petition is filed, can I add a creditor that I forgot to list? The answer is yes. Here's what we have to do. We have to send, from our office, we have to send a notice of the bankruptcy to that particular creditor that was not included. We also have to draft a separate document showing your social security number. Now, your other creditors, when we file your petition, we do not give them your full social security number, but creditors that we add on, we have to do that. So we then have to post the document to the court. There's a summary in your bankruptcy petition of adding up all your total assets and total liabilities. We have to amend all of that within the bankruptcy petition. So you and your spouse would need to file an amendment to the petition. We charge a fee for that also because of all the work we do. But the bottom line is, yes, we can amend creditors and add them on. But let's try to avoid that. Let's try to get them all listed to begin with. The second question is the one that sometimes unfortunately comes up. What if I do not become aware of a creditor until after my case is closed? Let's say a year goes by and then a creditor says you owe him money. Well, the bankruptcy court will charge you a new filing fee of $299. But yes, we can reopen the estate and add that creditor on. A creditor listed in my bankruptcy petition has sent me collection letters and is telephoning me. Here's what you need to do. You know, there's a time lag. A lot of these companies do not have adequate staff to post bankruptcy filings and all. So for a day or so or a week, you may get calls from your creditors. But after that, they should stop. And here's what I want you to do. Whenever you get a call, ask the name of the person and ask for their phone number and their address. And if they don't want to give it to you, just hang up. Now, you can tell them that you have filed bankruptcy and you can give them your case number. A lot of these companies, you know, they've sold it or hired 15 different collection agencies to collect for them, and they're not distributing all that information the way they should. So I don't want you bothered by that. That's why, part of why we did the bankruptcy. So get all the information you can, write the date and time when they called, then you can share that with me and I'll get it stopped if I have the information. Before I take the precounsel course, is there anything I should know? Yeah, there is. There's some information and some worksheets that I will go through with you so that when you take the course, you're going to have all that available to you, and that will make it 10 times easier to take that course. I was scheduled to appear for a collection lawsuit and then filed bankruptcy. Do I need to appear? How is this handled? When we file your bankruptcy petition, every lawsuit you had, everyone that sued you, I file an entry of appearance into that case. And I file with those courts and the collection attorneys what's called a suggestion in bankruptcy. I give them all formal notice that your bankruptcy has been filed. That way they can't initiate any action. It takes two things to stop creditor activity: filing the bankruptcy petition and then giving the parties notice. So that's an important part of what we do for you. My house is scheduled for foreclosure. Will they be notified in time? No, probably not. So what our procedure is this: within 2 seconds after filing your petition electronically, the bankruptcy court makes available to me a very formal looking document that confirms that we have filed your bankruptcy. I immediately take a copy of that and send that with a cover letter to the people that are foreclosing on your home. That stops the foreclosure. We'll do that within 5 minutes after we file the petition. What is an alias name? You know, in your bankruptcy petition, it will ask you, schedule all alias names. Well, if your name is Thomas, but you go by Tom, then we'll list Tom. Maybe you have a nickname that you use. Maybe on the weekends you cut grass and you've got some company name that you use. Those are all alias names. For a female, if she has not been married that many years, then we're going to want to put down her maiden name, maybe her former married name. So alias doesn't mean that there's anything wrong in having used that name, but we do need to disclose it on the petition. My uncle intends to leave me his house when he passes away. He's extremely ill. Will bankruptcy affect my inheritance? Yes, it will. If you inherit any money for 180 days from and after the petition filing day, that money goes to the trustee so it can be paid to your unsecured creditors. So if you do in fact have a relative that's ill, then before we file your petition, you need to get with that relative and say, here's the circumstances. Why don't you, for the next 180 days, leave the money to someone other than me? They're not subject to the bankruptcy. They can leave the money to anybody they want. I would rather see that happen than it be paid to the credit card companies. After filing, is there a way for me to monitor my case? Yes, there is, and I'm sure most of my brother attorneys will regret or resent my telling you this, but free of charge, if you get on the internet and type in pacer.psc.uscourts.gov, you can sign up free of charge for a Pacer account. And with Pacer, you can have complete access, unlimited access, to your federal court file for your bankruptcy. You can look and see when documents were filed, what motions have been filed. If you want, for 8 cents a page, you can print out all the copies that were on file with the court. You can also check to see when 341 meeting dates are held before you file your bankruptcy, before you ever meet with me. You can go to a 341 meeting or two and talk with people about how satisfied they are with their attorney. I'm convinced that if you do that, you're going to come in and you'll hire me as your lawyer. So I encourage you to do it. But the Pacer's a real helpful account. You know, you can call me, and that's fine, to ask me if something's been filed. But for you to have the freedom, maybe you didn't sleep one night and you just want to do something on the computer. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you could call into Pacer and look at your account, your court file, and know exactly what's going on. That gives people assurance. That's a nice thing that we have. Attorneys don't mention that to people. I don't think they want their clients in the court files. They don't want them to know. I do. I'm that kind of guy, and doesn't make me the world's greatest, but I think you should know, and I want you to know.